Imagine starting with an idea that breaks logic from the very beginning. A vehicle designed to carry lumber, tools, and fence posts suddenly being asked to behave like a muscle car. A heavy, square pickup chassis paired with an engine that only understands one language: acceleration. Instead of focusing on payload ratings, the story shifts to tire smoke. Instead of slow, steady torque meant for work, the pavement feels the violence of raw power trying to escape through rubber. And then something strange happens. A pickup truck, shaped like a brick and built with no concern for aerodynamics, launches hard enough to embarrass the sports cars of its own era. Today, when people talk about performance trucks, the conversation usually jumps straight to modern machines like the Ram TRX or factory-built Shelby Raptors. Trucks ruled by computers, sensors, traction control, and finely tuned electronics. But this story belongs to a time before all of that. A time when performance was created with metal, welding torches, and decisions that couldn't be undone with software updates. By the early 1960s, a simple question was beginning to form. Who was the first to take a pickup truck and treat it like a drag racer? The answer didn't come from a corporate design studio. It came from the drag strip. In 1963, in Southern California, a San Diego radio broadcaster named Dick Boone made a decision that most people would have called ridiculous. For a pickup truck, this wasn't just excessive. It was unnatural. Dodge noticed. Instead of treating the Dragmaster as a one-off curiosity, the company saw potential. If a pickup could dominate on the drag strip, why couldn't that experience be offered to customers on the street? That realization led to one of the strangest factory-backed projects in American truck history, the Dodge D100 High-Performance Package. This was never a normal assembly line operation. In fact, it was a logistical nightmare. A standard D100 was never meant to support this level of power, so each truck had to be pulled off the production line and modified by hand. Frames were cut and reshaped. Engine mounts were custom positioned. Even small miscalculations could result in draveline vibration or mechanical failure. The original crossmember had to be removed and replaced with specially fabricated brackets. Nothing about this process followed a rulebook because there was no precedent. Even the exhaust system became a challenge. Pickup underbodies weren't designed for high-performance dual exhaust routing. Every pipe had to be carefully fitted to avoid heat buildup, vibration, and clearance issues. This wasn't something automation could handle. Each truck became its own individual problem to solve. Then came traction. A pickup truck's rear end is naturally light, and the torque produced by these engines was overwhelming. To keep the tires from instantly spinning into smoke, traction bars were welded directly to the rear axle, not bolted on. This wasn't refinement. This was survival. Because everything was done by hand, the cost reflected it. The high-performance package alone added $1,235 to the price, nearly a quarter of the Truck S base cost at the time. That expense guaranteed rarity. Under the hood, Dodge didn't compromise. Buyers could get a 426 cubic inch V8, often referred to as the Street 426, a toned-down version of the brutal race-bred Max Wedge. Even in street form, it delivered 365 horsepower, an incredible 470 pounds FT of torque at just 3,200 RPM. Those numbers were shocking for any vehicle in the mid-1960s. For a pickup truck, they were almost absurd. The engine was paired with Dodge's trusted 727 3-speed automatic transmission and a 3.91 rear axle, a setup designed for brutal launches rather than relaxed cruising. The result was explosive acceleration and constant readiness to leap forward. But physics never negotiates. With a heavy engine up front and an empty bed in the rear, weight distribution became a constant threat. Hard acceleration could send the rear tires loose, especially during the shift from first to second gear. Drivers had to respect the throttle, because this truck could bite back. Still, performance numbers told their own story. 0 to 60 in under 8 seconds. Quarter-mile times competitive with muscle cars like the Pontiac GTO, compared to typical pickups of the era like the Ford F-100 or Chevrolet C10, the D100 High-Performance Package wasn't just quicker. It felt aggressive, urgent, alive. What made it even more dangerous was how ordinary it looked. No wild graphics, no exaggerated styling. Just a simple pickup that blended into traffic until it moved. Inside, buyers could add the custom sports special package. Bucket seats sourced from Dodge passenger cars, a center console, carpeting, and armrests transformed the cabin from a work truck into something closer to a personal performance machine. Those who ordered both the high-performance drivetrain and the upgraded interior ended up with something almost unbelievable for the time. A pickup that could outrun cars and still feel comfortable doing it. Production numbers remained extremely low. Between 1964 and 1966, only around 50 high-performance D100s were built. Today, fewer than 24 are believed to survive. Every example I sent just rare. It is historical proof of an idea that refused to make sense, yet worked anyway. The true legacy of the D100 High-Performance Package isn't just speed or scarcity. It's the formula it introduced, the biggest engine in the lightest possible truck, with no excuses made for the consequences. That mindset never disappeared. It evolved. From the Little Red Express to the Shelby Dakota, all the way to modern monsters like the Ram TRX, technology changed, control improved, but the soul remained the same. Because once upon a time, someone decided a pickup truck didn't have to just carry weight, it could carry power,